You watch Big Brother and that? You watch reality TV?
Nah, really not into them.
What's your thoughts on reality TV? I think it's something which is like, the more and more we do these things like watch Instagram, Snapchat, watch things like that, the more and more shows are becoming more about watching what other people are doing as opposed to...
Yeah, personally I don't like it. You know, that's why even as an individual, I'm not super on social media.
Yeah.
I think we're becoming too voyeuristic and too focused on watching what other people do. And some of it to me is really like pointless. Like, to me, Celebrity Big Brother's pointless. Like, I don't want to see people walking around in their boxer shorts and talking rubbish. Like, it doesn't, how does that benefit my life? And I don't find it that entertaining. So no, I really don't like reality TV, but it's
But what about things like, because stuff like, that's just one side of it, but stuff like The Apprentice is still reality TV, but it's just different, it's just the other spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, it is, because it's people watching people, what they're doing. It's not a scripted show, it's not a planned thing, it is reality TV, it's real people, real lives doing
but as you said,
examples and tips, but it's different.
There's more of a structure to it though. There's a point to it. You know, there's a point to it that the whole point is that they're trying to show their business skills and they're trying to win the opportunity to have a business with Anna Sugar. So I don't know. For me, that's more of a program. That's like, you know, like Crystal Maze or whatever back in the day. There's a point to it. But
that's a game show, I suppose. That's a game show.
Yeah, but you know, Apprentice could be seen in a similar sense because you know you're doing it to try and win the opportunity to.
But then aren't game shows early forms of reality TV?
Maybe to an extent, you know. So the Apprentice could be seen as like an extended version of that. But for me, I don't mind watching that because there's a point to it. If I'm interested in Alan Sugar and business and seeing how these people work in these business scenarios and they set these various challenges, cool. But just to see people living in a house, just talking about...
It's going to be the Truman Show soon.
Yeah,
it's going to be the Truman Show. There's cameras in everybody's house just shooting into the channel and let me just watch it.
What's the point of me watching that? I don't... You know, it's not like it's a chat show where people are coming on and they're going to be asked questions and, oh, I'm intrigued and I want to know their view. It's just pointless. I'm watching them, you know, in the house. I just... Yeah, I can't deal with that.
Let's do this.
Yeah, man. So, alright, so let's get into episode number 6 of Rommell SAY's. Thank you for joining me once again. Hope you've been well, hope everything's going good in your efforts to find work, and if you are working, I hope work is going well for you. And yeah, we're going to be answering some more questions. We've got some interesting ones, I believe, and hopefully I'll be able to give some good answers to help you. So, what are the questions?
Okay, this one's from Jason. What are the 3 or 5 things you would suggest to prepare for a job interview? You should do to prepare for a job interview.
3 or 5 things. Alright, so somewhere between 3 to 5. Alright, so one thing, prepare for the interview. So research the company, think about the role, think about what questions you might get asked and start preparing the types of answers you want to give, and some main things that you want to say that are relevant for the job and that will really sell you well for the job. So do that preparation for the interview itself. I guess the second thing you've got to do is think about what you're going to wear. You know, you want to make sure that you come across well, that it's appropriate for an interview. Particularly nowadays, again, a lot of people are asking, oh, do I really need to wear a suit and dress really smart? I would say if you're not sure of what to wear, go smart. You know, there's nothing wrong with smart. Even if you went for a job that, you know, you weren't required to wear smart clothes. If you went for an interview and you dress smart, at least it shows that you're making the effort. You know, they can see that you're trying to put your best foot forward and create a great impression, which generally won't be taken negatively. So think about what you're going to wear. You know, you don't want to wear dark colours. You know, you don't want to like wear a black shirt and black trousers. It looks too somber. You want to wear like a light colour shirt, a white shirt, light blue, something like that. Look really smart, make sure you look presentable and it's suitable for the role that you're going for. And I guess regarding dress code, if you're really not sure what to wear and you think maybe I don't necessarily need to wear a suit as such, maybe contact them and just clarify what would be the best attire to wear for the interview. So you can do stuff like that to get a better idea of what they would be expecting as far as attire for the interview. So that's number 2. Number 3, plan your route to the interview. So make sure that you have all the details of everything that you need for the interview. So if you need to bring any IDs, if you need to bring your certificates or for example, if you're going for a role like digital media or some kind of creative role, bring a portfolio of your work to be able to present and show them what you are capable of. So I would say make sure that you think about and check what you need to bring with you. You check the address, you check the route. I think in one of the previous episodes I even suggested if you can go to the venue beforehand and make sure you know where you're going. Do all of that kind of stuff to make sure that you're well prepared and you haven't forgotten anything. Again, I know of people that have gone for interviews and because they didn't bring the right ID, they got sent away and they lost the opportunity for the job. So, make sure you bring the right stuff. So I'd say they're the 3 main things. Can we get to 5? Number 4, think about questions you want to ask at the end of the interview. Very, very important. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure that you are showing an interest in the role. You want to show that you're proactive and that you've done your research and that you're ready to ask questions because you actually do want the role, you're interested in the position, and you want to make sure that you've got really good questions that are relevant and make you look good to the interview as well. So prepare your questions. I would generally recommend to prepare at least 3 to 4 good questions that are relevant to the job and kind of show your knowledge and enthusiasm for it. Base your questions off your research about the role and the company, and try and make the questions ones that show that you're interested in the role. So it might be you're asking more about the role itself or certain specific aspects of the role you want to get a bit more detail about, or the team you're going to work with, things like that. But prepare the questions that you're going to ask at the end that show your enthusiasm. And is there a 5th one that I would say? At present, I can't think of one, but I think generally those things, if you do those things, I think it will help you to be well prepared for an interview. Maybe the last one is practice. As I said, do prepare, do your research, etc. Make sure you actually practice with somebody. So maybe get your friends, family, someone that will give you honest, real feedback and will put you through your paces. Practice makes perfect. Yeah.
Cool. This one, second question, is from Mike. Mm-hmm. And Mike says simply, how do you network effectively?
Oh, okay. I mean, it's difficult. It depends on what role, what kind of industry you're trying to get into. So there are some industries where they have like kind of various industry events, or that industry might have like a kind of professional body. So like, for example, like in engineering, you have various professional bodies like the Institute of Civil Engineers and things like that. And sometimes they hold events and stuff. So you want to try and make sure you go along to those kind of events. Try to engage with professionals and meet people in the field and talk to people and let them know that you're what you're about and what opportunities you're looking for, and try to network effectively. I would say for networking, try to make sure you're prepared. So sometimes, depending on what you're looking for, it might be relevant to have a business card. So for example, if you're like a graphic designer or something like that, and you're potentially looking for like job or freelance opportunities, have a business card so that when you meet people, you can give them your details very quickly. You don't want to be fumbling around and having to get a notepad out and etc. Sometimes having a business card and being ready to give those things, and also take business cards from people, is very, very important. So apart from face-to-face networking as well, in fact, on face-to-face networking, another thing you can do, maybe there might be some short courses in relation to the kind of work you're interested in, depending on what industry you want to get into. So again, going to short courses, meeting people, you basically want to put yourself in a position to meet relevant people, other professionals in the field you're trying to get into. So events, short courses, things like that are the kind of things that you want to do to try and engage with people. And then the social media, LinkedIn is a really powerful tool you can use. So utilize it, use LinkedIn, try and search for relevant people. When you link with certain people, maybe look at their their connections and try to link with them as well. Facebook, Twitter. If you're into a particular field, maybe utilize Twitter. Put your thoughts up, put posts up that kind of start to generate or show that you are knowledgeable or you've got an interest in that field, and hopefully that will help you to start connecting with like-minded people. So yeah, try to utilize all the avenues you can, both physical and virtual now with social media. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about networking.
Ironically, the third question was how effective is having a LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
I feel like you just answered that.
No, but I feel like also on that you could say, one, how effective is it to have the LinkedIn account, but then just to give people a little bit of help is how do you lay out your LinkedIn account?
Yeah.
And what information do you put in it?
Well, I would say, I think how effective LinkedIn is depends on how you use it. I think as with anything, it can be useful, but if you don't utilize it in the right way, then it's not going to have the effect it can have. So I think that LinkedIn can be very useful if you utilize it to develop your connections and engage with people that are relevant to what you're looking for. As far as the way to lay out LinkedIn, I wouldn't say that I'm an expert on LinkedIn at all, but you obviously want to, it's a bit like your CV, you want to sell yourself really well on LinkedIn, so you want to make sure that you highlight your relevant experience and any additional things that you've done that really demonstrate your knowledge in the field. You want to update it regularly, yeah? So I think the more you actually update it and engage with it, and you actually post things via LinkedIn that reaches out to your network, it just creates more activity with LinkedIn. And reach out to people. Do use it to actually search for relevant people and reach out to them, and you'll be surprised, people actually do respond back to you quite a lot in LinkedIn. So for example, my cousin, he went to work out in Dubai, and he was working in a field, I think it was kind of like, if you want to say like wealth and financial management, that's what he was going out to do, but he was kind of new to the field. So before he went out, he used LinkedIn to actually try to search and find other people that had worked for the company that he was going to be working for. And he reached out to them and asked them if there's any advice they would be willing to give him, if they'd be willing to kind of talk to him before he gets out there to help him prepare. And he was actually really surprised by how many people actually did respond and were very willing to engage with him and give him information. And that really helped him to make that transition to work out in Dubai in that field. And he's still out there and he's doing really well now. So LinkedIn is as effective as you want it to be, depends on how you utilize it, as with most things. Yeah.
And last question here from Tamika is, how do you effectively search for jobs to get different ones? Because I keep seeing the same ones when I search online.
How do you effectively find different jobs?
Yeah.
I think you've got to be quite diverse in your job searching. So what the problem a lot of people do is they basically do the same things with their job search. So they go to the same website, use the same newspapers, they search on the same days, they just kind of do the same pattern. You've got to try and diversify your job searching more. So I think it was the end of episode 5, I think at the end of last episode, I was talking about things like speculative letters and emails and being proactive in getting out there. So those are the kind of things that you can do that will really diversify your job searching and actually help you engage with opportunities that you maybe probably would not have seen otherwise. So things like being proactive and directly trying to contact relevant employers. You'll be surprised again at how many responses you may get. You won't get responses from all of your emails, no, definitely not. The majority you won't, but you only need a few that could lead to potential opportunities. So doing things like sending speculative emails to relevant organisations can really bring some really interesting opportunities. You can do other things as well to get out there, so things like volunteering, doing voluntary work for a relevant company or in a relevant field, again can put you in touch with a lot of different opportunities that you maybe wouldn't have found before, being out there and actually being proactive and engaging with people more. Another thing you can do is do relevant short courses. Again, if you're trying to get into a particular field, get out there, do courses. On those courses, there'll be other people in the field with other backgrounds. The more you talk, the more you engage, the more you interact. Again, you never know what opportunities they may have from the workplace that they're from or someone they know in that field. And try to utilize things like social media more now. So we spoke about LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Again, use your networks to let people know what you're looking for. Talk to people, go out there, go to events in the field that you're looking for, network. And certain fields you can actually be proactive in doing work. So for example, if you're interested in getting to digital media, blog, do things proactively where you're getting yourself out there, you're engaging with relevant people, you're showing your work and your skills and abilities, and you'll be surprised again at how many people might engage with that, the people you'll come across through your networking, the various opportunities that can come out from that. So I think really what you've got to do is be proactive, be creative, and try and diversify the way you job search. Don't just do the same things. Don't just go to job websites. Don't just get the newspaper on a certain day and look at the jobs there. There's so much more you can do. Yeah. Oh, and even on that fact of like just said about the newspaper, rather than even just looking at the job section, actually read the newspaper. What I mean by that is, for example, like you might look in the local paper and you might see that for a new store's coming to the area, or Tesco's is building a new store somewhere nearby, and then as from seeing that you might think, okay, I can get in touch with them and try and proactively see about opportunities for that store that's going to be opening, as they're going to be looking for new people. So there are things that you can do where if you read the newspaper, you can get insights into opportunities, and then you can proactively explore them to see what else could come from that as far as to help you with your job searching. So yeah, be creative, be proactive, get out there and see what new ways you can try and engage with relevant people for what you're looking for. All right. So I think that concludes our questions for today. Yeah. So in conclusion, this is episode number 6. Thank you for joining Rommell SAY's again. I hope that you found it useful and insightful. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel and check us out on social media. All of that's on the screen at the moment. So get in touch with your questions. And I think one thing I was thinking as well was just as far as a tip that might help you, like I was just saying about being proactive, I really do recommend volunteering. I think volunteering can be a really good way to get out there, to get involved in the kind of things that you're looking for, to enhance your CV, and to actually enhance your skills and keep you active, so you're not just sitting in your room looking for work day in, day out. That can get very boring and very demoralizing. So volunteering, you don't need to do it full time. You could do it literally a few hours, one day a week. But getting out there, doing things that are relevant, developing your skills can be really beneficial to creating opportunities for you and helping you to get your next paid opportunity. So hope that helps, and I look forward to seeing you in episode number 7. So thanks for joining.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Done.
Sweet.
Oh, I thought you were saying something else.